20 pixels wide. But also remember that those are scaled for different devices. So if I'm running on an iPad at a larger screen size, especially with one of the new Retina display iPads, I'm going to need higher resolution images. So we recommend that you the installers design their custom images to fit in a 320 pixel wide layout, but then provide twice that resolution in the final image. So if I'm going to display a 50 pixel square icon, I would want a 100 pixel square image. There's no reason to go much beyond that. In fact, what you're doing is just kind of using up extra memory, but that's not really a big deal. So as soon as I provide this variable and hit OK, you'll notice that the image updates here. Now this isn't the size that I want, so I'm going to go in here and modify the width and the height, and these can be anything up to full screen size. Now I'm going to switch over to the Position tab and move this image control into place. It's on the same margin from the top as the volume up button, and notice that it's centered over the numeric controls below. And then I can create all the other image controls for the arrow keypad in the same way. Now at this point, you see that we have an issue, which is that the OK button, which we want to be in the center on top of everything, is actually, because I created it last, is below all the other images. So that brings us to a unique point about images. And so unlike other types of controls, it's actually very common to stack these on top of one another. For example, in these circular buttons, because they aren't rectangular, you pretty much have to stack images. And the way that we manage that stacking order is by this property called z-index. So in addition to the coordinates, the top and the left, which are really x and y coordinates, we also have the concept of a z-axis, which is in and out of the screen towards us. So the higher the z-index value, the closer the object is from these graphic designers. So at this point, you might be wondering why we're using state variables for these URLs. Why not just type the URL directly into the layout? And the answer for that is that within the Red Eye system, these variables that we have are special. We actually saw variables a little bit last week when we were writing report scripts. You may remember, for example, when we captured the power on state of a device or the volume state of a device. And what Red Eye does when you update a variable, it blasts that variable out to all the connected clients. And this is actually how Red Eye controllers know that, say, an activity has changed, because underneath we're actually updating a variable and saying, hey, this activity has now changed to this new activity for this room. We do the same thing with the variables that